Good evening. Welcome to the Candidate Forum for individuals seeking election in the consolidated election April 2, 2019. My name is Jay Lascara. I'll be the moderator tonight, and I'd like to take this opportunity to introduce the Candidate Forum Committee board members. These include Karen Lascara Williams, Kelly Sullivan, Aline Hill, Dennis Hill, Scott Rayo, and Vicki Boer, who's our timekeeper tonight. First, a brief note about the format. With respect to the Collinsville Unit 10 school board candidates, initially there were 4 candidates and 4 seats, which meant that the board race was uncontested. Since that time, it came to the board's attention that a write-in candidate had filed. His name is Josh Hartle. Mr. Hartle did not respond to our invitation to attend this evening, and so he will not be here. Hopefully, you had an opportunity to visit with the school board candidates who could provide you with the statement of candidacy for you to review, as well as information on the transportation tax levy, which will also appear on the April 2 ballot. The Unit 10 school board candidates on the ballot, and please hold any applause until all names have been called, include Dennis Kraft, Vicki Rulicki, Jane E. Sulky, and Michelle Stutz. Michelle Stutz was unable to attend this evening. The candidates for the Mississippi Valley Public Library Board District Board will be first on the agenda. Although there will be no questions posed to these candidates, each will be given an opportunity to present a 3-minute statement of candidacy. 4 of the 7 candidates are here and available this evening. These include Laura Gottschalk, Kathy Kalupka, Jed Robbins, and Mark Shusky. Unable to attend include candidates for the library board, Andrea Orduña, Mary E. Peterson, and Killian Weir. So at this time, I would ask that the candidates for the library board please make a 3-minute statement of candidacy, beginning with Laura Gottschalk.
Hi, everybody. My name is Laura Gottschalk. My husband, Bill, and I have lived in Collinsville for 13 years. He is a teacher at the high school with Miss Kalupka and Mr. Shusky, and I am a stay-at-home mom to our 3 daughters, Evelyn, Lillian, and Vivian, over there. We truly don't stay at home much because we like to take advantage of the wonderful local resources and events in our community, especially when they're free. We have spent countless hours over the years at story times, summer reading programs, and various other children's programs at many of our local libraries. We regularly visit the Collinsville Library, but we also often venture out to other area libraries like the Troy, Caseyville, Fairview Heights, and O'Fallon libraries. These other libraries offer a wide variety of programs that our family has enjoyed and have inspired many ideas for things that I think we could incorporate into the Collinsville and Fairmont City libraries. For example, we especially enjoy the preschool story time at the O'Fallon Library. It is a full hour of stories, of course, and game, craft, songs, and a snack that all revolve around a central theme. We also often spend many hours of our summers at the Fairview Heights Library for their summer reading program because they have a weekly show that's at the same day and time every week, incentives every week for checking books out from the library, and several story times every week that are broken down by age groups. I'm so excited to share some of these ideas as well as many more because I think that they could enrich our already wonderful children's programming and allow us to reach even more families in our community. My family has benefited tremendously from the many great programs that already exist in the Collinsville and Fairmont City libraries, and I would be honored to be a part of continuing that tradition if I am elected as a library board trustee in next month's election. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Okay, Kathy Kaluka.
Yes, thank you. And good evening to you all. I first want to thank the people who put this event together, and thank you for inviting me and including me. I also want to thank you all for being here. Mr. Shusky, Mark told me that as a teacher I should be at ease up here, but teaching, talking in front of our youth is a little bit different than our mature adults in the community. But my name is Kathy Kaluka. I am running for library board trustee. The library has been a sanctuary to me since I was a young girl. I could always find a good book to take me off to far lands on great adventures and to use as references in research papers, which is a skill that is lost on my students, my high school students, in this digital age, although I know the libraries have evolved with the times as well. I teach at Collinsville High School, and I have been there for over 10 years. I have worked with the library on various youth outreach programs to help students find their place in our community's amazing libraries, Fairmont City and Collinsville. A couple summers ago, we set up a book club that met in the community room at Collinsville Library. It is great to see our students utilizing the library, and I would love to be able to work more in that aspect of connecting our community library with our school. As I work at teaching co-op in our STEP program, which helps students with disabilities transition from high school to our community. So I would love to help in that aspect. During the school year, I meet with my students who are on homebound. The library provides a quiet space for us to work that is comfortable and convenient, and the amazing staff is always gracious and accommodating. I have gotten to know the staff personally through my years working there with students and really find value in being greeted with warm, welcoming smiles. That familiarity is something I want to help foster into our community. My daughter Kaylee just turned 6 and really loves the library. This year, she just got her first library card. She was very excited about that. When she was younger, she loved story time with Miss Phyllis at the Fairmont Library, which we could both enjoy during my summers off. We have been to many community events, and it would be such an honor to be elected to serve as a trustee on the Mississippi Valley Library Board, and I would love to make sure that these events continue to grow and thrive within our community. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. Jed Robbins is intended to be here, but he's ill this evening, and so Mark Shesky has agreed to make a presentation on Jed's behalf.
Great, thank you, Jay. I apologize that I'm not Jed in so many ways in my life, actually. Jed has, and I hope it's okay with him that I'm going to share this, but he's been more public recently, Meniere's disease. And I had never heard of that. It's an inner ear type disease, and I don't know very much about it, but someone mentioned earlier, it was like living permanently with vertigo. And he is actually on the floor outside. He was here earlier if you were here. And so he asked me if I would read his speech, and I talked to Aileen Hill, and she graciously allowed me to do that. So thank you very much. So I will attempt to do my best Jed Robbins tonight. And I have his speech. So good evening, current and future library patrons, channeling my inner Jed. First, I want to say thank you to Aileen and Kelly and everybody else who was involved with putting this forum together. While forums are tedious and unrewarding to plan and host, they are so important for our community. The fact alone that we have a contested library board election goes to show you just how many people care about the Mississippi Valley Library District and just how much of a difference the Collinsville and Fairmont City libraries make in the lives of so many. It's a difference that Jed has seen firsthand. Not only has Jed used the library for as long as he could remember, but he had the opportunity to work for the MVLD for over 7 years. In addition to all of the regular day-to-day duties that one associates with libraries, Jed was the marketing coordinator. He helped plan programs and events. He was the computer lab supervisor, and he was the fundraising coordinator for the Mississippi Valley Library District. He helped raise over $17,000 for the district during his time working there. In those 7 years of working for the library, Jed learned that our public libraries are the greatest equalizers in our communities. They put each patron on the same playing field and grant each patron the same access to millions of items, regardless of the person's race, sexual orientation, gender, socioeconomic status, or the like. After Jed left the library last January, he was determined to continue serving the MVLD. So when a spot on the board opened up last summer, he applied and was appointed as a trustee. If given the opportunity to continue serving on the board, Jed would like our district to continue to embrace new technologies and earn them through grants whenever possible, to continue to be progressive in our purchasing and programming to address the needs of our communities, to form even better working relationships with area entities, organizations, and businesses, and to focus on a renewed creativity in regards to our children's libraries and make them even better for families. Jed is the proud dad of 2 boys, Clark, who's 5, and Franklin, who turned 1.5 today, both of whom could not be more different, but they can agree about how much they love trips to the library. Like all of you, Jed's household is on a budget. He's an Aldi's shopper. He loves going to yard sales. They do what they can with what we have, and if there's something they can't afford, they don't buy it. He hopes to bring that same common sense approach to the library board when it comes to dealing with your tax dollars. Also, like many of you, he is active in the community. He, along with 2 of his friends, created the Collinsville Connection in January of 2009, and he ran the group for just shy of 9 years before turning it over to a new group of moderators. While the Koch has never been perfect, as no group that has over 16,000 members will be, it has done a lot of good for a lot of people, organizations, and businesses. In closing, our library district is one of the best in the area, and he wants to keep it that way. He's thankful for the opportunity to serve and possibly continue to serve the MVLD. My name is not Jed Robbins, but he would appreciate your vote on April 2nd.
Thanks. Next is Mark Shusky as Mark Shusky.
Thank you. Ditto. No, it was an honor to read Jed's. Good evening. I welcome on my own behalf the opportunity to participate in this forum tonight. I want to first thank Aileen Hill and Kelly Sullivan for all of their work organizing tonight's event, as well as Karen Lascara, Dennis Hill, Scott Rayho, and Vicki Borer on the committee. I'd also like to thank Jay Lascara for moderating, but more importantly, for Jay putting up with me when I was a kid, taking tennis lessons from him. I'd like to think that helped Jay develop his sense of patience, which he'll no doubt use later on tonight. My name is Mark Shusky, and I am running for a 6-year seat on the Mississippi Valley Library District Board of Trustees. There are 2 6-year seats up and 2 4-year seats up. Jed and I are running for the 6-year seats, and Kathy and Laura are running for the 4-year seats because of people who had resigned midterm. I would be honored with your vote, and I will strive to continue to make our libraries the best they can be. I've been lucky enough to be the president of the library board for the past 2 years. I was formerly on the Gateway Convention Center board, this one, before the city took it over. And before that, I had stints on the Community Appearance Board, the Collinsville Historic Preservation Commission, Downtown Collinsville Incorporated to go way back, and I also was lucky enough to serve as Collinsville City Clerk. I'm active in both my Teachers Association, the Collinsville Education Association, and then this year I have been thrown into the world of the Collinsville Middle School Band Parents Association, which is all kinds of new learning for me. I'm also a social studies teacher at Collinsville High School, where I've taught for almost the past 20 years. I also want to extend my thanks to all of the other candidates who are running in these local elections, especially all of those who are able to make it here tonight, and of course to everyone who is here in the audience tonight. It takes dedicated volunteers and people interested in our towns, our schools, our libraries to make this a place where we all want to live and where our children will want to stay. As a member of the library board for the past 6 years, I also want to extend a special thanks to Mayor John Miller, Councilman Jeff Stamen, and Planning Commission Chair Tony Hausman for their leadership of the city of Collinsville as they are in attendance tonight. We have developed a strong working relationship that I hope continues. Working together in a positive, constructive way is a win-win for all involved. The forward-thinking leaders at the city have laid the groundwork for a brighter future, and I hope to continue working with the city as we move forward. I also want to build on our relationships with the Village of Fairmont, which is also in the Mississippi Valley Library District, Mayor Suarez, all of the elected officials there, and all of the other areas covered by our library district. Working together, we can all accomplish more. Politics is not blood sport, or I hope at least that our local politics don't become that. The national political debate saddens me daily. Looking out at the audience tonight, though, I feel optimistic that most of us have a shared goal, building a better community in whatever area we focus on. For my own children's sake, I wish everyone the best in that common endeavor. I would like to close by quoting Mayor Miller. He said this recently, and I think it sums up my own goals for the library. He was asked by my daughter what the best part of his job was, and he said, helping the people that pay their taxes get what they are paying for a better community. I hope to do the same in my own small way. Thank you for coming tonight.